Hi, my name's Ian Richards from Counselling and Mediation. I get a number of questions come to me about how does mediation work. Let me take some time just talking about what my mediation process looks like and how that may help you. First up, someone will contact me through an email or over the phone to make an appointment with me. That appointment generally runs for about 1 hour, and during that time I sit down with the person to ask them different questions about what's the issue, what do they want to get out of mediation, and also talk about the mediation process. Along the way I may ask some other questions about safety to make sure that mediation is an appropriate space for people to attend. The next step from that is for me to invite the other person to do the same. So they'll come for their intake session and I'll ask very similar or the same questions to the other person. From then on, generally, I organise the mediation appointment. This is where both people come together with me present there at the mediation. Now that could look like different ways. We could be in the same room or we can be in different rooms, which is called a shuttle mediation. And this is where I'll go back and forwards to the different rooms and just bring back information and help to work towards an agreement. That will all be explained at your intake session and also will be discussed at the mediation session. So the mediation session itself, what does that look like? Is it scary? Do you have to say negative things about the other person? Well, it's more about having a discussion. It's more about informing the other person of your thoughts and perhaps your feelings and what do you want to achieve. And my job is to help read between the lines from each person and maybe interpret what the other person is trying to say as well. There are certain stages in the process on that mediation stage. First stage is when we come together, I will check in with each person individually just to make sure that everything's good for the mediation. Then, if we get together, I'll deliver what's called an opening statement. And this statement will include things like, what are the guidelines for mediation for this session? It would reiterate the importance that it's a voluntary process and also that anyone can have a break or have a private session with me. All that will be explained. It also gives an opportunity for both people to have a discussion about what they expect from mediation, what they expect from me. It also gives me the opportunity of what I expect from them. There may be a few other things that we'll discuss along the way in the opening session, but generally that's about the idea. It sets the ground rules to have a healthy and productive mediation. The next stage is we're getting into the list stage. This is where each party or each person will come up with a list of items that they wish to discuss. And I will generally put them on a whiteboard or a bit of paper and write them down as dot points. They're not to go into detail about whys and ins and outs. We do that later. But with those dot points, I then as a mediator will expand those dot points so they look more like workable goals or workable outcomes. Then we pick the topic or one of those points to start a discussion. And this is the discussion phase where we talk about what is going on, why it's an issue, and just looking at sharing information with each other. The next stage from that is the negotiation stage. This is where we actually try to negotiate an outcome. I like to think that when people come to my mediation that they will walk away with something that is fair. It may not be what you expected to come into or what you really wanted, but if you can walk away and think in say 6 months, 12 months time, that was fair, well then I think that might be a good mediation. So we go through the negotiation phase. And in this phase, each party has the opportunity to put in their ideas. And then sometimes I may even throw an idea. It's not about what I think should happen, but it's just to generate new ideas and new opportunities to think outside the box on what, maybe a different alternative. We look at those alternatives and explore those, and then we move into the next phase of the agreement. And this is where you make the agreement with each other if it's appropriate and necessary to do so. So thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or drop me an email.